Hi, my name is Muhammad Hakimi bin Mat Said. So, today I want to share about signs of verbal abuse. When it comes to verbal abuse, victims often question whether or not what they are experiencing is truly abusive. They also wonder whether or not it is a big deal. Here are some signs that a family member, a friend, peer or dating partner is verbally abusive. Sign number 1. They call you names. Anytime or anywhere someone engaged in name calling, it is a form of verbal abuse. Even if the names are said in a neutral voice, this is not an acceptable treatment of another person. They use names to shame you. Examples including critical, sarcastic, or mocking words that are meant to put you down. This may be comments about the way you dress, the way you talk, or your intelligence. Basically, shaming is any comment that makes you feel inferior or ashamed of who you are. Sign number 2. They make jokes at your expense. Typically, verbally abusive people will make you the butt of their jokes. This can be done in private or in person, but if you don't find it funny, then it is not harmless fun. What's more, verbally abusive people usually select jokes that attack an area where you feel vulnerable or weak. Sign number 3. They humiliate you in public. When you are insulted in public by a peer, a friend, a family member, or a dating partner, this can be particularly painful for you. Sign number 4. They criticize you. Whether done in public or in private, criticism can be painful, particularly if the person doing the criticizing is simply being mean and has no intention of being constructive. Sign number 6. They yell, scream or swear at you. Anytime someone yells or curses at you, this is a display of power and the goal is to control and intimidate you into submission. As a result, it is abusive and should not be tolerated and excused. Sign number 7. They make threats. No threat should be taken lightly. When people make threats, they are trying to control and manipulate you. Remember, there is no better way to control someone than to make them fearful in some way. What to do about verbal abuse is the first step in dealing with verbal abuse is to recognize the abuse. If you are able to identify any type of verbal abuse, it is important to acknowledge that first and foremost. By being honest about what you're experiencing, you can begin to take steps to gain back control. While you need to consider your individual situation and circumstances. These tips can help you find yourself in a verbally abuse. Other than that, you can set boundaries. Firmly tell the verbally abused person that they may no longer criticize, judge or shame you, name call, threaten you and so on. Then tell them that will happen if they continue this abusive behavior. For instance, tell them that if they scream or swear at you, the conversation will be over and you will leave the room. The key is to follow through. Don't set boundaries you have no intentions of keeping. Other than that, limit exposures. If possible, take times away from the verbally abusive people and spend time with the people who love and support you. Limiting exposure with the person can give you the space to reevaluate your relationship. Surrounding yourself with a network of friends and family will help you feel less lonely and isolated and remind you of what a healthy relationship should look like.